Hello, making a video with the giraffe. And I want to talk about sociopaths in this video. What I'm observing and reading about it, what I hear other people talk about it, and so my observations on other people talking about it and coming to different conclusions on things. So I'm starting with science. Dr. Adrian Rain is a neuroscientist. He goes to prisons with a van equipped with an fMRI machine that is absolutely the newest type. Very, very, very fine tuning. And the prisoner goes into this machine in the van, and he can do different tasks with the prisoner, with the inmate, or we can call him client. And while he's awake, while he's in the machine, his brain is being scanned with it's a fMRI, functioning magnetic resonating imaging, resonant imaging. And so it's a I don't know, positron or electron receptor thing. It's not like the old machines way back where they only have electroencephalograms. This machine actually works with electrons and positrons, like, with subatomic particles. So I don't know, I'm not an expert on it, but it detects, like, it's more like a passive detection, so it's not invasive in any way. It's not like an X-ray. So, and you don't have to put anything on the head. So they just go into the machine and it does the scanning while the person is awake and while the person is engaged in a cognitive task. So they ask the person questions and all of these kind of things. So, for example, when they ask the person, they give a person a scenario, like, I don't know, I'm just making this up right now, this is just guessing what he's doing. So he's obviously testing them for compassion. Like, he'll probably have a question like this, like, so he'll give a scenario, I assume, and in that scenario, person A is setting a foot to person B, and I said setting a foot, and person B falls over, and then, oh, there's a hummingbird. Oh, baby, hi. They're so smart. The hummingbird is there. Hummingbird. So, you want to give them sugar water? They want sugar water. So, anyway, he's being asked this scenario, told the scenario and asked, what do you think of this situation? What do you think person B feels, after he has fallen down? What do you think person A feels? Something like this. And then when the amygdala, the compassion, that's the amygdala, those are two formations. They're almond-shaped formations in the center of the brain, and they do some neurological electronic routing of what's supposed to they're supposed to function with compassion, like, I see you, I love you, I feel you, I don't want you tripping, you know. And someone who has a diminished function in the amygdala, they will not feel any compassion. They will not think, oh, this was wrong. You know, I should not have, the person A should not have tripped person B, or or when they care, they go like, oh, I'm sorry, that one should never do that, right? And not according to some morals, but according to the amygdala, according to biology, according to, I feel love, I don't want this being to be tripped, right? And you don't want to trip a giraffe, that's for sure, because they can't even, they have a hard time even getting back up from the ground because their legs are so long. So all of this kind of stuff is going through my brain at all times, but it fires like there's no tomorrow. It's like every day I'm on the internet, my brain is firing and firing and firing. One electron, positron bombardment after another going through my battered brain when I see these animal cases, when I do activism, but also when I'm on YouTube, and I made a mistake of looking at what YouTube suggests. So then I see just an onslaught of violent videos, and it's just tormenting for me. And I feel compelled to write something. It's not, a lot of people, they will say, oh, you must be grandstanding. That is, again, that is what the inmate in the fMRI machine will probably answer to some of those scenarios. Oh, he helped this dog in traffic. He must be a grandstander. That's why he's doing it. He can't, because he cannot imagine, can't empathize. He can't imagine that he does that because that guy who's helping the dog in traffic, getting out of the traffic, someone running after a dog into a busy street. That's my ethics test that I've done with a lot of people. So, and it's funny, it's like 1% of the people I asked will say, yes, of course they will run after the dog and bring the dog back. So the bug out vehicle guy, Gary is his name, he literally ran after a Rottweiler he got out in the middle of the freeway. It was, I guess it must have been, the traffic must have not been very fast. So somehow the dog got onto the freeway and he stopped his car in the middle of the freeway and he got out, risking his life, and he managed to get that Rottweiler into his van. That's amazing. Absolutely. Those are the only men that I really fall in love with. Those are the ones. And I don't care about appearance or anything. Gary also looks good, and I don't care about age or any of these things. The only thing that I care about is a man who would go out there and rescue a dog in a busy street. So, but not every brain is the same, okay? Obviously, there are a lot of brains out there that are not capable of this. There are a lot of brains, most brains in the world do not have that amygdala function, this routing of compassion and mirror effect and empathy, and you see that other living being, and you see that being in danger, in the middle of the road with oncoming traffic and motorcycles driving by, and and you just want to get that living being back to safety. That's the only thing that I would have on my mind. And it wouldn't matter even if I don't know, if I looked bad, or if my hair was bad, or if I whatever, even if I didn't have clothes on, that would be very challenging for me, to I have big trauma with that. I have nightmares about this, actually. But when I see an animal in need of help, that's the only thing that's on my mind in that moment. That goes that comes before my awkwardness and shyness and my cringeness. So I can't worry about any of these things. I can't worry about being cringy or coming across this way or that way, or what if this, or what if they think this, or oh, I better do this. And that's what most people have on their minds non-stop, day and night, that their brains are filled with this. It's the only thing they're concerned about, what other people are thinking. So I think that too sometimes, and I have my feelings of shame, and I have been shamed as a child as well, and all of these kind of things, right? But in that moment, when I feel compassion, that's only the compassion. It's only this takes over. It's an emergency situation. It takes precedence over anything else. It pushes everything out of the way. So all of that other stuff just gets wiped away, gets elbowed away by the amygdala, by this situation. I want to help, So that fires up in the brain, and you can see this in an fMRI scan. Okay, you can see the amygdala area light up. Gets flooded with blood and circulated, and it's very active. It's very electronically active. Okay. Our bodies are electronic, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. So we're kind of like, flesh robots. There's a lot of electricity going through us. It's like the universal principle is electronics, and that's why we also have to move in that direction and get robots, and once there's robots, they'll take care of everything. They will not be concerned about what other people think of them. So they'll be very, very smoothly functioning in this in a completely clear-cut, straightforward way. So without ego, without this me, the self always. What do they think? How do I do? Do I get my diploma? Will I get this job promotion? Are they gonna like me? How do they find my clothes? And it just goes on and on and on and on and on in the average brain. Okay. So, and then a person who has a diminished compassion center function with the amygdala and some other functions that work together with it, then they will not see the other person in that moment. So they will, and I am not, I'm going to make another part for this. I'm not saying that I have all the answers on this. My videos are an invitation for anyone to come in and give some expert input. I wished a neuroscientist would come in and give some expert input on all of this. And let's look at it from all angles. First of all, from a scientific angle. I'm going to make another part.